They were ridiculed, called clown shoes, mocked in pop culture. Crocs weren't just unfashionable, they were legendary for how terrible they looked. But here's the twist, that ugliness, it turned out to be worth billions. Today, Crocs is valued at over $8 billion. They've sold more than 850 million pairs. And the story of how they got there isn't just a business case study. It's a masterclass in branding, psychology, market timing, and understanding what customers really care about. This is the story of how the ugliest shoe in the world became one of the most profitable products of the 21st century. Let's break it down. Chapter 1. From boat deck to Wall Street. Crocs wasn't born on a runway, it was born on a boat. Back in 2002, three buddies from Boulder, Colorado, Scott Siemens, Lyndon Hansen, and George Bodecker Jr., stumbled across a Canadian clog made from a weird resin called Croslite. It was squishy, waterproof, and ridiculously comfortable. They saw potential, not in fashion, but in function. They bought the rights to the design, added some holes, and launched the first Crocs at a Florida boat show. They sold out all 200 pairs on day one. By 2006, Crocs had gone public. Sales topped $200 million. The company was on fire, but the backlash came just as fast. By 2008, Crocs was losing money. Fast fashion mocked it, celebrities joked about it, blogs called it the worst shoe in human history. Wall Street turned, investors fled, and Crocs stock plunged over 75%. Everyone assumed it was a fad, a one-hit wonder, a gimmick that had run its course. They were wrong. Chapter 2. The rebirth of a meme. Here's the genius part. Crocs didn't try to run from the hate, they embraced it. Instead of rebranding to chase fashion credibility, they leaned in, they owned the ugly, and then they got strategic. Starting around 2016, Crocs began doing what no one expected, high-profile collaborations. In 2017, rapper Post Malone dropped his own line of Crocs. It sold out in minutes. In 2018, Balenciaga, the luxury fashion house, launched platform Crocs for $850. In 2020, Justin Bieber released a Crocs collab, another instant sellout. Suddenly, what was a joke became a statement. In a world obsessed with irony, self-expression, and memes, Crocs became the ultimate middle finger to traditional fashion. People didn't just wear them, they wore them because they were ugly, and that irony, it printed money. Chapter 3. The psychology of comfort. But it wasn't all memes. Crocs was tapping into something deeper, something psychological. In consumer behavior, there's a concept called functional indulgence. It's the idea that people will spend money on comfort, even if it looks ridiculous, because it serves a basic need. Crocs became a physical expression of that idea. They were lightweight, waterproof, anti-slip, breathable, and required no effort to put on or clean. For nurses, chefs, warehouse workers, stay-at-home parents, Crocs were heaven. They didn't care about Paris Fashion Week. They cared about not slipping while carrying hot soup or standing for 12 hours on tile. Crocs leaned into this market hard. Their classic clog became the uniform for essential workers. And when the pandemic hit, demand skyrocketed. Comfort had become king. Chapter 4. Pandemic Rocket Fuel. 2020 was a global crisis for most fashion brands. Retail stores closed. Supply chains collapsed. Luxury took a nosedive. But Crocs soared. Why? Because while the world stayed home in sweats and slippers, people realized something. I don't need to look good, I need to feel good. Crocs launched even more collabs, even more colors, even more social campaigns. They dropped limited edition prints, special runs, holiday editions, and more. And it worked. Their stock price tripled. Revenue hit all-time highs. By the end of 2021, Crocs had outperformed Nike, Adidas, and even Apple in stock growth. No one saw it coming, but comfort doesn't care about trends, and that's exactly why it wins. Chapter 5. Business of ugly, the economics. Now let's talk numbers. Crocs isn't just a funny story, it's a financial monster. Here's why. Manufacturing cost per pair, approximately $3 to $5. Retail price, $50 to $70. Gross margin, over 50%. Annual revenue, 2022, $2.6 billion. Operating margin, approximately 25%, among the best in apparel. Marketing spend, low. Most virality is organic, and it gets better. Crocs has no inventory headaches like fashion brands. They don't chase trends. Their classic clog hasn't changed in 20 years. It's one design, one material, one SKU to rule them all. Even their Jibbitz charms, tiny clip-on accessories, have over 80% margins and average basket add-ons. They turned customization into a high-profit upsell machine. This isn't a shoe brand. This is a money printer with foam soles. Chapter 6, the collab engine. Crocs understood something most brands miss. People love being in on the joke. Their collabs became events, limited, shareable, wearable memes. KFC-themed Crocs with fried chicken print. Lightning McQueen, Crocs for kids and nostalgic millennials. Disney, Marvel, Minecraft, DreamWorks, and NBA partnerships. And the formula was perfect. Drop limited stock, create FOMO, let TikTok and Instagram do the marketing. Watch resale prices climb. Some collabs resold for 5 to 10 times retail price. That's not fashion, that's cultural leverage. Crocs became a status symbol, ironically. Chapter 7, International Invasion. Crocs didn't stop at the US. They expanded heavily into Asia, South America, and the Middle East, regions where open footwear is the norm. Brand awareness spreads fast on mobile. Comfort often wins over style. In India, Brazil, and Indonesia, Crocs built massive distribution channels, sometimes with local influencers and micro partnerships. And while Nike and Adidas were battling over athletes and stadiums, Crocs was winning at airports, markets, grocery stores, and schools. The battlefield was different, and so was the strategy. Chapter 8, Acquisitions and Beyond. In 2021, Crocs made its boldest move yet. They acquired Hey Dude shoes for $2.5 billion. Why? Because Hey Dude was everything Crocs wasn't. Slip-on casuals, fabric-based comfort, streetwear-adjacent appeal. It gave Crocs an entry point to people who wouldn't wear Crocs. That move diversified their portfolio, added cross-sell potential, and brought in younger, fashion-flexible audiences. Now Crocs isn't just Crocs, it's a comfort empire. Chapter 9, the Crocs Blueprint. Here's what makes Crocs a case study every founder, creator, and entrepreneur should study. They owned their identity. They didn't pivot. They leaned in. They built emotional connection. People love Crocs because they're different. They optimized for margins. One mold, one material, endless scale. They rode culture, not chased it. Collabs, memes, comfort equals growth. They expanded intelligently. New markets, new formats, new customers. Crocs didn't try to be everything to everyone. They became everything to someone. And that's how brands win. Final chapter, the billion-dollar flex. In a world chasing beauty, Crocs embraced ugly, and that choice, bold, strange, uncomfortable, became one of the smartest business decisions of the century. They built a global brand on foam, memes, comfort, and contradiction, and they did it by understanding one simple truth. Being unforgettable is more powerful than being pretty. So the next time you see someone rocking neon green Crocs in public, don't laugh. They're walking in one of the most profitable ideas of our time. And if you're building something weird, different, or dismissed, maybe you're next. Subscribe to Money Llama for more brand breakdowns, market psychology, and real-world money stories that teach you how to build empires from the unexpected. And check the description for our favorite business tools, a free guide to profitable product ideas, and bonus content on the next Croc-sized brand you're sleeping on. Let's build.